Yeah, there was some things pending, so I didn't know the time has passed.
Okay, so let's start.
Some cooking.
Okay.
Yeah.
No worries.
We'll go ahead.
Yeah, but you had a question before we ended yesterday. We wanted to continue.
I think I reach every time. Next day
Forget.
I forget, but I know that it is around when you know that interface between our human and then Brahman, somewhere in between.
See, the thing is this way.
Yeah.
We need to look it like 5 fingers. Okay.
Yeah.
The little finger is the sense object.
Mm.
So in the sense object, like Lata has put a photograph. So the sense object here would be all the 5 senses, including the sixth sense, the mind, and then it can figure out who the person is. So the names as Lata. Okay, so this is the object. Now the question comes from the mind whether it is a good person or a bad person or a neutral person and this and that. These are the stories. So first is the sense object. Then the next to that finger we can take senses, 5 senses, which literally takes charge of the sense object. The middle finger is the body, which is connected, seems to be connected with the sense and sense object because body also has this touch. So this is the third finger. And the index finger, we can call it as the mind. Okay. In this mind, again, we can divide and subdivide. So we can say that you have the intellect in this mind, and the chitta is there in the mind, the samskaras are there in the mind, all of that, including the ego identification, is there in the mind. Then this thumb finger is the consciousness. Now, this mind itself has its own consciousness. So it doesn't have to rely on this consciousness which is ever present in everything. Okay, so this mind which has this consciousness in our philosophy is called as prana, or we can call it a chitta. Chitta also is consciousness, so we can call it prana or chitta or whatever we want to call that which already has an energy. So basically, this mind which is continuously arising and passing away, or the chittas are arising and passing away, develops the body and connects to the senses and grasp the sense object. And this grasping feature is what mind can do. It can grasp anything because it has got something called as intellect. And using the intellect, the perception is possible. We can perceive anything because of the intellect. If the intellect were not to be there, the perception will fail. So, what is that we are trying to do? Through experience. Now, there is this nama and rupa that is created in the mind. And there is this senses, 5 senses, and including the mind becomes 6 senses. So the 6 senses and the 6 sense objects are connected by this chitta, which is the consciousness. By the act of getting into the noble way of living or moral way of living, slowly we are disconnecting the senses from the sense object. Now I'll give an example. This happened this morning. So let us say the breakfast is being eaten. The nama is the breakfast. Where is the rupa of the breakfast? Any idea? Have you seen anything called as a breakfast as food?
Before eating, some rupa is there. After eating, there's nothing. It's only memory.
No, no, no. I didn't ask about that. Now we call something as breakfast, right?
Breakfast is a process.
Yes, it's a process. So where is the person then?
Process will work when there are people.
Okay. Now let's come to breathing. Breathing is a process. Where is the
Breathing
person?
process.
Where is the person? Let's look at digestion. Digestion is a process. Where is the person? Are you doing anything to digest?
Yeah, that is automated.
So then where are you then? If you are eating, or if I am eating breakfast, then where am I in that eating?
So in all these examples, the information which is coming from outside through seeing, touching, smelling and all that, that information is processed in the mind,
Yes.
and then with that it is decided our feeling. It's good food, bad food, like that. Good taste, bad taste. With that, or sometimes neutral. Neutral means it is spirituality. Good and bad is the maximum thing happens everywhere. And then that process of that information, when it goes inside, after that it is over. Then it's only memory.
Correct. That is true.
And this unwanted memory is simply good and bad is stored. And over a period of time, maximum we compare only. With the comparison, we are not in a position to come and stand in between, so-called neutral stage.
Correct. So the whole process here is to dismantle the person and look it as only as a process. That's all.
Okay.
The person,
Everything you see like a process, which means process doesn't have what you call a feel.
process doesn't have a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
That is what is Brahman all about. It doesn't have a feeling. Only mind has feeling. So you are disconnecting the feeling ability of the mind.
There is nothing called good process and bad process.
There is only process. Again, good and bad is in the mind. Okay, you tell me one thing, but is there a good digestion process?
That's what exactly I was thinking. See, if I'm hungry, if I get a good meal, digestion happens fantastic because everything is sweet memory. And I was thinking that process is something.
No, you check with your stomach. Does it recognizes good and bad? It doesn't. Okay. Still more deeper.
Yeah, I got it. Processes works based on the input. Whatever the input, upon that, some action happens. It's action. There is no emotions there.
There's no emotion. So, if when the food is digested, the stomach doesn't start thinking, oh my goodness, few minutes ago I had eaten, why am I feeling hungry again? What will Bhatt think if I were to feel hungry? Oh, let me stop this. I will give him a rest so that he doesn't have to think about producing something for eating. It doesn't do. If the 5 elements, or rather the 4 elements, gets exhausted, it will ask for refuel. What you give, it is immaterial. Same thing with all the 7 dhatus, starting with the rasa dhatu, ending with shukra dhatu. All the 7 dhatus work the same. The vata, pitta, kapha also work the same. It is a process. The mala also works the same. It is not my mala or somebody's mala. It is mala. So the doshas also work the same. The dhatu also works the same. The mala also work the same. And if you take the mental state, that is the sattva, rajas, tamas, all these 3 also work the same. It's a process. So there is no person there, no individual sitting there and doing anything about it. That is called as realization.
Mhm.
Liberation is stopping the process. That is liberation.
Process is Atma Anubhava, Atmananda. Liberation is
You stop the process.
stop the process.
See, there is a digestion process, right? It doesn't really matter. You have to only look at like a digestion process. You put anything to that fire, it will burn. So there is a stomach fire. You're putting food to the stomach fire. And we call that, we say Jataragni.
Yes.
We don't say a person sitting there, right? We say Jataragni, Dhatu Agni.
Yeah. Yes.
So where is the person? There is no person.
Yeah.
So then why are we so much obsessed about the person? Now we know why diseases come. Because it's a process. Anything can go wrong in the process. Only the mind creates the personality. There's no real personality. There is no relationship at all in the process. Whether my son eats or my wife eats or I eat or anybody eats, eating is just eating. It's a process. Now, where is the son coming into picture now? Or the daughter coming into picture, or a father coming into picture, or a mother coming into picture, or wife coming in picture? There's nobody there. So only for conventional purposes we have to use this naming, but in reality they are here based upon their own karma. They are not here based upon how I wanted them to be. And again, what they're going to do is their own process. So what is that I can do? So understanding everything is a process is self-realization, and going beyond the process is liberation. Meaning stopping the process. So when we take a breath, there is a gap within the breath. So that is where the liberation is. The chittas can be stopped. So the process is stopped. If the chittas are active, the process is active. That's all. And for that reason only, Patanjali said, Yogas chitta vritti nirodha. If you don't allow the chitta to come back, Uddha is to come back. Nirodha, Niruddha means not to come back. Just collapse. Does not exist. Then, tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. Then only you can see the true nature. The true nature is what? The consciousness has no polarities. It just exists. It doesn't say I exist. It just exists. No process, no person. Just existence. As this no process, no person. That is liberation. So what we have to give up is, out of these 5 fingers, the first small finger is the sense object. That is Shama. Second finger is the Dhamma, that is the senses. The third finger is the body, Uparati. Fourth finger is the mind, which will have Titiksha. Because now you have to endure the pain of viraha of the sense and sense object and body. It's not easy. So this morning I was having breakfast. So I was asking my wife, She has prepared dosa. So I am biting and biting and biting. So my question to all of you, what do you find when you bite the food?
When you bite, it is just biting process. But when you put your tongue, then the taste goes inside. And during biting, you get a feel, is it hard or it is soft. Based on that, you are biting.
Okay, this is first level. Okay, after that,
If the smell and taste is not there, biting is, it's just like grinding.
that is correct. Okay, but when you bite the food, next time you try it out. When you bite the food, what happens? You have to observe what really happens. I will give an answer anyway.
That food breaks into smaller particles. It mixes with that water, saliva.
Okay, then
Then it will become something called hada. It will come to a proper consistency and ready to go inside. That is the job.
now that you are only still talking from intellectual. There is something which happens when you bite the food. When it grinds itself, something happens.
It mixes with the water.
Yeah, saliva it mixes, correct.
Yeah.
And then
Hardness goes. It is now only soft.
actually speaking, okay, I'll give answer.
Hmm.
Is that number one, the nama and rupa is immediately gone.
Yes, that's right.
So if you put chapati or dosa or whatever,
Dosa will become now something different.
and second, beautiful thing, you will lose the taste. As soon as you bite, the taste is gone.
Yes.
Mind
At least
imagine,
it is changing from the good taste to now it is coming to a neutral because everything is finished grinding.
yes.
During grinding, taste comes.
Yes, during grinding, the rasa comes, and after that, it becomes like vomit.
That's right. That's right.
And if
It
you,
is so horrible.
yes, so if you were to remove the food at that time itself, you will not be able to eat it.
Yeah.
It's your own food. You have put it in your mouth. Nobody has put that in your mouth. It is your own food, put in your mouth. After some 8 9 grinding happening in the teeth, the taste is gone. Now you remove it, try putting it inside your mouth. You will feel so disgusted.
I think that is the one thing. So quickly, it loses its properties, its goodness.
Similarly is on sight. Similarly is on sound. Similarly is on touch. Similarly is on smell. This five, if you are able to experience it all the 24/7.
Now, what to experience while grinding? Say, you just now explained intellectually what happens.
No,
Nama and Rupa goes, okay. And what is the meditation there to do?
meditation is how it changes from a tasty thing to a literally non-tasty thing.
Observation.
Observation. You will find that the chitta going away, the taste is gone. That is the fun part.
Chitta going away, taste is gone.
Means you after lunch, after our this one, if you are trying to drink coffee or whatever, try to look at it. As soon as you put it in the mouth, just observe what happens. The chitta is the one which is giving that sense of taste.
Correct.
Once tasted, it goes away.
Chitta vanishes from there. Yeah, it's no more interested there because it is over.
It's over. Now what happens to that taste?
Rasa hiri aitu. Yes.
So then what happens to the taste?
It is tasteless after that.
So there was no taste in the first place.
There is no taste in the first place. There is stuff to digest. Taste
Yes.
was there. I was
No.
enjoying it.
No, that's what the problem now. No, you are enjoying it, but you are not enjoying it now.
Anyway, it is gone. It's only memory. But during that time,
Hmm.
I have enjoyed the taste. That means you are telling that enjoyment is not enjoyment. It is
Yes,
simply a feel.
it's a feeling of enjoyment. You are really not enjoyed it. It is an imaginary enjoyment, and that is the reason we find defect in the food. After few morsels of food, you will find defect. This salt is more. This is not in this way. I think you have put that in that way. That is what happens.
It's a very good topic for observation and meditation. Today I learned how to meditate while eating.
Yeah. This is the one we need to do. So I was asking my wife, and she said that she, from the young age, she doesn't have any interest over food. I said that is correct. But have you really observed what happens when you bite the food? It becomes putrid.
Okay, see, now the taste and smell is gone. Already it is felt initially, it is there. Later on, after grinding, it is not there. What happened? Unknown. But when it goes inside, that it will have that nutrition, what you call
Yes.
the power of that food.
Yes.
That is absorbed by body without our knowledge.
Yes.
It happens like an automated process.
Yes.
So that is called, you said, that is called, what you call,
If
the
you
process you said, process is called what? Brahman, na?
No.
Something you explained.
Process is self-realization.
Yeah, process is realization. And taste was there, but after some time, it is not there. And this is observation. But what you are telling is, it is not there. You think that it is there. But
Yes.
how to trust that?
You
Was there. Na? Experience is finally. Experience the witness. Vedanta is always experience.
Yes.
But here what happened to experience? That's Vedanta.
Sir, for that reason only, in that Vedanta, you have to see that when you eat, okay, there was the rasa. Absolutely, there was a rasa. So that taste came. But immediately it left. Another chitta will come. That gives another taste. And that leaves. So this goes quickly.
Frame by frame.
Frame by frame. That's what it is.
When you put freshness, that heat and all that will give you so nice feel. After one bite, it has reduced by 10%. Or I can say initial, it vanishes fast. When your 10 bites over, there is nothing.
There's nothing.
No rasa.
And then
chitta is gone. That means, are you telling that there are thousands of chittas? One chitta is at high level, second chitta is next level.
Yes. This is what Vedanta and Buddha talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is what observation. Okay. So, in 5 seconds, the huge change happens there.
Correct. So your sense doesn't. It's not that the sense doesn't have any pleasure or pain. It has, but it is so limited that it cannot even sustain a second. It just comes and goes away.
Again, you are looking for another bite of dosa.
Now you put another bite of dosa. That second morsel, what you eating, you will not be that much satisfied with like the first one.
Yes.
Because the second one will not have that taste what was registered. So now mind is fighting with the taste.
Yeah, dosa, that's the problem. First is very nice. Second is slowly come down, the temperature is cooled.
Yes. So the taste was due to the right temperature. Another example, you have tea and take 1 or 2 sips and you're talking to somebody. Now you try drinking tea. It is not hot. You will not like it.
Yes.
And you will ask your wife or if you yourself will do it, you will reheat it. Now the moment you reheat it, the nutrients are also lost.
Yeah.
So the tea doesn't taste as it was when the person had the first taste of tea or coffee or whatever it is, including water, it's the same problem. So by practicing this, you will get out of taste.
Means what? If I observe this, then I will not care about the taste. Anything which is given to me, I will be in a position to eat without any problem.
Not only that, that is one part of it. Not only that.
Actually, that is my problem now. Real problem.
Okay. You will not only eat as is, but also you will not attach yourself to that eating. I am eating. That I will go away of eating. Then
I will go away of eating.
Then I will go away of seeing. Then I will go away of hearing. I will go away of touching. I will go away of smelling. And I will go away of thinking.
Wait. See, now this is the process, understood. And I-ness was there, chitta was there, it was enjoying. Now you are telling that don't attach a chitta to that, just do observation as a witness or experience.
Correct.
Then I-ness, you say that, go away. If my I-ness goes away, then who is eating that?
Process.
So somebody has to eat it.
Process.
It's like what is happening inside the stomach. Same feeling you should have while eating.
Yes, you will get that thing only when you.
My understanding is different. The thing is, the taste and smell is given scientifically, so that the moment you smell, for example, you are far away, some ogarana happens during lunchtime. Based on that, your inside body, something, the digestive, that liquids, it will come based on the need, based on the intensity of smell, intensity of taste, and the food digestion is proper. Now, if you don't have any control on that, then digestion will go haywire.
Okay, now that is fine, very good. But are you now able to control your digestion then?
No, see, the signal from the mind, it unknowingly goes to the stomach, that how it should be done, digested. That is my understanding. Now, if you do this meditation, then digestion will not happen the way it is expected.
No way, it will still happen the way it is expected. Even now, you are not able to control your digestion. There is no way anybody can control digestion. Whether you smell coffee or you smell this or that, and only the greed will increase. The smell creates greed.
Okay, again, the digestion is directly connected with how hungry am I and what is the quantity of food I have eaten. If you eat too much, then digestion becomes slow because it cannot manage. And if you are not hungry, it's the same issue. Then you have to do langhanam paramaushadam. You should not eat. So to make the perfect balance of this digestion, you actually should smell, actually should taste, and then forget it. That is how the nature process is defined. But your meditation technique says don't attach to that.
Yes.
Whatever comes, you should know how to get digested. Now what happens is, for me it will be digested if I only drink coffee after dosa, then only digestion starts. Till then I feel something uncomfortable. You say that don't do that.
No, it's not like that. Whether you drink coffee or water or dosa or whatever you eat or drink,
yeah,
just be an observer, detached mindset.
If I am observer, whatever food comes, I will be just eating without either taste or smell.
Correct. And right now, that is what is happening. Exactly, that is what is happening.
Yeah, you are right in a way. Because in childhood, there is no taste and smell. Whatever is given, it goes inside.
Yeah.
Later on, taste is developed. That is conditioned.
Yes. See,
for me, dosa is great. For North Indian, parota is great.
Correct. So, if you see a small infant, will it say that, no, you give me dosa? Yesterday only you gave me dosa. Today, why don't you make some vada? No. In fact, the Cerelac or whatever they give, It just bites it. That's all. It doesn't even have what is that teeth. So it just gulps whatever is given.
Correct. Correct. It just goes inside.
Just goes inside. If it feeling hungry, it will cry. They'll again give
It will
food.
cry.
Again,
Yes.
it is all right. That's the reality. This is the work to be done.
This is called food meditation. Huh?
You can put meditation through all the five senses.
But can we, so with this process, can we go back to that stage, that infant stage?
Yes.
That means whatever comes.
You not only will go to the infant state, you will go out of the samsara itself.
Mm-hmm.
You will get self-realized, simple, that it's just a standard SOP, standard operating procedure.
Mm-hmm.
See, look at this, but circulation, you are not doing anything on circulation. Breathing, you are not doing anything on breathing. And then excretion process, you are not doing anything on excretion. Then digestion, you are not doing anything on digestion. Assimilation, you are not doing anything on assimilation. All the five, we are not doing anything at all. We don't have any power. Forget about whether you do or you don't do. You don't have a power. See, now you see the fun. Corona hits. Okay. Now, if he had a power, he could have heated it up, killed that virus. Why he can't do it? He has to now go, do a steam, drink hot water, take medicines, take all of that. Why?
Yeah.
It's a process. In the process, some mistake happens in the process stops. So you have to rectify the process. Simple. There is no you there. The process has to be rectified. It's just a factory. There is some production happening and the production is halted. So that's all. And you have the pain receptor which will say something is not okay. Correct it. So now you go to the doctor and doctor will say, look, you do this following, you take these medications and be done with it. And this person will do. Okay. Now you eat. Are you doing anything on digestion? No. Am I doing anything on circulation? How much it should circulate? What should circulate? I don't want this to circulate. I don't want that to circulate. No, I don't have any power. If the circulation is not working, the leg or the hand or whatever will become so fat and water retention will happen. So if I had a power there, I would have ensured that the water retention doesn't happen. But I don't have a choice. Now I have to go to the doctor. Doctor will say that, look, you have a circulation problem and that is the reason this is like that, or your kidney is failing or something is failing. It's a process. So now the question comes, where is the person? So no person was born and no person is dying. Or if a person is born, the person is going to die. Because the process fails, the person also fails. So we have named an instrument and the instrument will going to fail anyway. And all the five senses are in search of that five sense object, and that's the reason it's called as Jnana Indriya. It knows exactly what to take. Eyes will not take food. No way. Eyes will only take sight. That's a process. You cannot retune it to tell the eye, okay, from today I'll give you food. He says, nothing doing, I need sight. If light is not there, no sight is there. If Agni is not there as a element, eyes cannot do anything. You cannot see. No matter how much the person would love to see, he cannot see. If sound is not there, if the thing is in vacuum, no air is there, no space is there, then there can't be any sound. No matter, I love to hear sound, but if you are in a vacuum, nobody can do anything about it. So disconnecting the sense object, or first of all, we need to understand what is a sense object. Second, we need to understand what is the senses. Disconnect these two first. So the mind will become literally, totally, what I can say, without job. Now this mind can be turned inwards, towards consciousness. And the chittas will stop to function. Chittas will no longer work. If chittas no longer work, then you are not only realized, you are liberated. Because there is no longer chittas. As long as chittas exist, self-existence is there. And when the chittas goes away, the self also goes away along with that. So what remains is only the process. And understanding the process is self-realization, that there was no person at all in the first place.
Then who is responsible for running this process?
Now
chitta is also not there, you say.
Yes, so that is what is called as universal consciousness or Brahman. Brahman, Satya, Jagat, Mithya this is the Jagat. The Chitta is the Jagat.
So what is happening without our control is controlled by Brahman.
There is no you at all. There was no you. And that is the reason everything appears in Brahman.
For the process, is there five Panchabhutas are involved in this process, or it is just a process?
No, Panchabhutas are there, Pancha Indriyas are there, Gnya Karma Indriyas are there, and then the Rajas, Sattva, Tamas is also there. Everything is there. All the
okay, one more question.
Go ahead.
This Karmendriyas will do 5 things. Okay, digestion, what is happening is nothing to do with this Karmendriya. It happens on its own.
Yes.
So it is coming under what? Because that is also something is happening. That is coming under what?
It is not all of this circulation, breathing, all of this is mind made. It is happening due to chitta.
It is inside also happens through chitta.
Yes, sir. Everything is chitta oriented.
So in this dhyana, do we need to focus there also? What is happening?
No, you don't.
That is not visible to us.
No, you can't think. You being a chitta cannot concentrate on chitta. So what you need to do is, you can only concentrate on the 5 sense objects to begin with. When a food is given,
yes,
what is that which is coming? See, let's say I love dosa. That I love is coming from where? It's coming from the chitta.
Chitta.
Okay. Food is coming from where?
Food is coming from Panchabhutas.
Exactly. Are they both linked?
Chitta and food. Now they are linked.
No, they are not.
Because we make it linked, right? Because of we love it.
Yes. That
actually
loving,
they are independent.
Yes, the loving is the one which is linking it, right?
Yeah. Chitta. Chitta is
that chitta.
Like
which chitta?
Love.
Which chitta?
Yeah.
That loving chitta is linking it.
You say that you don't bring that chitta.
Yes, you don't bring that chitta. You bring a neutral chitta.
Okay. Now you have 3 types of chittas. One is chitta that loving, hating, and all that. You say don't bring it. Second chitta is called, you said neutral. It is responsible for digestion and all that. Inside, we have no control. So that is also our chitta only.
Yes, that is
something happening within our body, but we have no control. Then it is controlled by.
See, there are 3 chittas which I had already explained. One is these moral chittas, punya chittas. Another one is the Papa Chittas. Another one is the neutral Chitta. The digestion, the assimilation, the circulation, all of that is through the neutral Chitta. They don't have anything to do with you. They just do their job. In every cell, there is this Jiva, right? And the energy to that is coming through the neutral Chitta. Do the cell come and say that, look, yesterday you have given me this food, today why don't you give me that food?
No, it is only Chitta.
And that also we don't know, meaning we have never seen the Chitta in the first place. So neither we have seen the cell nor we have seen the Chitta. Now, when we take a plate and when we see the food what we like, that is coming from the greed, which is the Papa Chitta. And if we are not given what we liked, again the hatredness is coming from the Papa Chitta. There is no Punya Chitta at all. So what we are actually happening here is the Papa Chittas will come and then they will give you either a pleasurable feeling because you got what you wanted, or you got the food which you did not like, so it is a painful feeling. But when the food is taken inside the mouth and cut it into various parts, and when the taste goes away, from then onwards till the digestion, assimilation, circulation, all that is happening through neutral Chitta, which is prana.
Correct.
Is the prana ever come and told us that, look, yesterday 5 minutes ago you had a coffee, why are you again having coffee? No. You put anything in the stomach, it knows what to do with that. So the observation here is through neutral Chitta, because you cannot see the consciousness directly. That consciousness cannot be seen directly. That Brahman cannot be seen directly. So you are using the mind itself to see the Brahman. You cannot directly penetrate into Brahman because you yourself is a mind. You yourself is a Chitta. How can a Chitta look at what is above a Chitta? It cannot. So first process is to disengage the sense object. Second objective is to disengage the senses. Then the third objective is to disengage the body. The fourth objective is to disengage the mind. If these four are perfectly done using the consciousness, then you are in full awareness. Because
1 minute. First is sense object. What is the next one?
Senses.
Senses, yeah.
Then you are disconnecting the body.
Body.
Then you are disconnecting the mind.
Mind, Chitta.
Then you can see consciousness.
1 minute. Let us take the same example. Disconnect sense object. So
Dosa.
when I see dosa.
Dosa is a sense object.
Yes. What should I do? What disconnect means what? I'm watching that.
Disconnect means it is just food. There's no dosa there.
Yeah. Don't say that it is a good dosa or bad dosa or anything. Just see that.
No, it is just food. Ahara.
Ahara. Okay.
So, do you have any sense object there now?
Nothing. It is just ahara.
It's ahara. What happens to the senses now?
It is, you are making that as a subject, not object.
Exactly. Now, if that is a subject, now what happens to senses?
Then senses subject means senses has got no role to play.
Senses have a role to play of assimilating that subject, and senses also becomes a subject. There is no object.
Yes. It will also take that as subject.
Okay. Then what happens to body? It's a subject.
Okay, here when eating, body means what here? Is it stomach you are talking about?
The whole body. Wherever it is going, wherever the food is going.
Wherever food is going through. Okay. It is just, again,
it's a process.
Going through.
It's a process. It's
a
process, right?
Yeah.
In these three, is a person there?
No.
No. Then what happens to the mind?
The mind has got nothing. It is unnecessary. It was thinking, eating, smelling, and all that. Now nothing. It
Now
is
nothing. Now
it
what
is
happens?
freely relaxing.
Now you're fully relaxing. If it's a mind,
It is no work for mind. It's a relaxing.
so where is the chitta now? Not
You are
there.
not allowed to feel chitta to rise.
So now you are in Brahman. That's
You
all.
are in a meditation mode. Yes. I think this is a very good awareness program. Very good. Excellent.
Now only I and you are talking. The other two have become totally silent. Time to wake them up.
We are awake only.
Okay.
I'm just listening.
No, it seems like I and but, and that's all.
Yeah. So we are eavesdropping on your discussion.
Eavesdropping. I don't have any Eve. I'll have to bring Adam.
So it looks like
at 9:30.
Okay. We will also close by that time. Yes, Lata.
no, nothing. So I don't have anything.
No, you were talking something, and suddenly Padmasri said that I want to leave at 9:30.
Yeah, you're talking about all the senses and all that. So I'm just listening. So it's interesting to listen. Finally, we have to break that connection.
Yes.
Like yesterday, I was chatting with you.
Yes. We have to break the connection between these, and then you see the reality as reality. The taste is
Yeah.
no reality. The sight has no reality. The sound has no reality. The touch has no reality. Smell doesn't have any reality. And thoughts also don't have any reality. They're all
Yeah. So unless and until you experience something, so if you say sight has no reality, taste has no reality, it is difficult to, what do you say, understand it. You can understand it in an intellectual sense, but then really knowing it is difficult unless and until you have experienced it.
Yeah, this is what is the what I can say. Practice, yes. As I am practicing, I am explaining it to you. Otherwise,
So
it again becomes
correct.
a theory.
So then, it is your experience, right? So
Yes.
that experience has not yet come to us. So that is, you are telling us a method. This is the way. If you do, you can also reach what I am reaching. This is what you are trying to say.
Yes.
So what I am telling is, unless and until you experience it yourself,
no matter
how
of
much
discussion is going to help.
Explanation is going to help.
Exactly. It still becomes an intellectual, I can use a word called vomiting, intellectual vomiting.
Correct. So while we are explaining, always we say, then you can see the real Swarupa. So I was always wondering, what is this real Swarupa of one? You can see this real Swarupa means. So I was not able to understand that because I have not experienced it. Because you will see something, you see some light, or you see whatever. But then when you are explaining, somehow it clicked to me what it means.
Good.
It's not that you are seeing something or something, you are realizing what exactly that is.
Yes.
So that I have read many places, heard many times that the Swarupa is revealed to you. So I've been wondering what is that. So now I got the answer.
Good. Very nice. Appreciate it.
But if you want me to explain what answer I got, I can't.
No, you don't have to. I understood what you understood.
Okay, fine. Then fine.
There is no way anybody can explain the reality out of the five senses. Simple. See, once you disengage the mind, that's it. You have that time bomb is gone. This is the time bomb.
Yeah, correct.
Mind is a time bomb. It can blast at any time. Now,
in between it gives you some rest, and then you can know what exactly it is, and then it will again come and cover up.
yes. You have to cover it up till the time you are there in the samsara. So basically, two things should happen. Number one is that your ayu will remain. Okay, your body heat will remain and the consciousness will remain. The individual consciousness, which is these chittas, will not be there. So the person is not dead, he is not there. So after some time, he comes back. He comes back means what? The mind comes back. And when mind comes back, it has come back with the knowledge that it is got nothing to do with it. Now it sees things differently. Or earlier it was thinking that I am sensing sight. I am sensing the sound. I am sensing the taste. I am sensing the touch. I am sensing the smell. And I am sensing myself. Myself is the thought. Now it knows all of these are coming from that consciousness. It has no role to play. Except it also have to just watch, because senses will do their job. It's a process. Sense objects are also doing their job, meaning to say, if I see your face in this Teams, it's just a face. It's not that it is your face or my face or that face. Just for conventional reason, it is your face. I can say it's your face. Its face is a face. So now if I take face as a face, object as an object, if I make it as a subjective reality, then what happens is that I like this kind of face, I don't like that kind of face. And then I'll end up commenting that, Lata, why don't you do this way? Why don't you do that way? And that is stupidity. I will be able to take it as is condition, as it is given, not as I wanted it to be. So the sense object will go out of range, and senses also goes out of range, because sense and sense objects were just the process, and the body itself is a whole process. There is nothing else other than the process. It has its own way of dealing with things. Because cells have intelligence. They are not asking my permission. Hey, you know what? Shall I bring in T cells or this cells or that cells? Shall I do this way or that way? What do you think? Should we do this way or that way? Have any cells spoken to us till date? And we don't know how many cells came and how many cells have departed by now. We don't even know. So absolutely it is idiotic mind, and the mind is in so much of delusion that it doesn't even know that so many cells are dying every day and the new cells are reborn, and mind has no power to change that equation, and it cannot say which cell is going to be born and which cell is going to die. No. Knowing this reality, that it's a process, is self-realization. It liberates you from this extraordinary thinking that I am doing something. There's nothing you are doing. If karma is good, whatever you want will happen. If karma is bad, whatever you don't want will happen. That's all what it is. Nothing anybody can do about it. So then the mind collapses, or it surrenders. This is what is the bhakti is all about. Bhakti between the God and the devotee is, or the bhakta and the God is, this bhakta will surrender, the ego will surrender, that mind will surrender, saying that, okay, now I know I am just a process. I am here just to see the process. I am not here to develop my supremacy. I am sorry, I misunderstood. You are indeed that who is controlling everything. So here I am falling to your feet. So the mind gone, you are liberated out of samsara. You means that individuality dies. With the death of that individual, there is no rebirth. And that state is Brahman. cutting out the process. I don't know. Now all have become silent.
Everybody has become Brahman.
Yeah, and this is what it is. This is self-realization and liberation.
Yeah. No, I think this needs continuous practice for a length of time,
Yes.
because the taste what is developed over so many years. Again, we have to detach, go back to our original stage, and it is going to take time. But I intellectually understood what you're telling.
Okay. So now it is 9:30.
So we have stopped the Bhagavad Gita and
No, we are not
Viveka
stopped.
Chudamani.
Now I'm going to go back to Viveka Chudamani. I wanted to bring this up because the next few shlokas are so complicated that without knowing what is reality, it is just like going and digging something where you have only bombs.
So that is Anandamaya Kosha, right? Next
No,
we are to-
we have completed Anandamaya Kosha. What we are talking is how to understand reality.
correct, yes.
Nidhidhyasana.
Hmm.
So the 9th chapter also has some of it.
I will have to drop off.
Yes, you can drop.
I'll
off.
drop off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, Lata, is that what we are trying to achieve using Viveka Chudamani or Bhagavad Gita, if we take any one of them, Bhagavad Gita gives you an abstract view of everything. Okay, it doesn't exactly say what you should start with. Whereas in the case of Viveka Chudamani, it gives you step-by-step process, what you need to do. At least from a Hindu philosophy perspective. Now, what we are really going as a chapter 2 or the third stage of that is the Nidhidhyasana, about practice. So what Shankara feels is that we already have done the manana completely. We exactly know what has to be done. So knowing very well that we are not in that state, I took a break from there. And I wanted to first give clarity on what is real and what is unreal. As an experience, as far as possible, based upon whatever I am experiencing. So then when we go there, it becomes easy. So we are not stopped both of them. I given a break because I wanted to do that and again come back.
Okay.
So tomorrow we will go and start with 231 verse of Viveka Chudamani, and we complete some of it and again come back to the Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter. Because they are interlinked.
Okay.
They are interlinked. So you'll really appreciate when you know this much, you will come to know, wow, this is so interlinked. Because what Shankara has done is that he has imported from every place. So if you
He made it easy for us, the other people.
exactly, if you go Viveka Chudamani, that's all what is required. That is the reason he says it is a Chudamani. Mani means
Crown.
jewel.
Yeah.
Chuda is the you have this crest. So jewel on the crest, and Viveka is the discrimination. So shall we continue tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is fine. But today's session was good for me. This is called awareness.
Yeah, sure. This is called as
Vedanta
awareness
has already
meditation.
experienced, right, long back,
Yeah, this
2-3
is
days.
yeah. This
So
is
that is one thing which I was thinking that how to intellectually get into that. Today's session was very useful for me.
sure, no problem. So this is the awareness meditation. You can be aware of what sight is coming. You can be aware of what sound is coming, what touch is coming, what taste is coming, what smell is coming, and what thoughts are coming.
So that is possible only if I focus on dosa. If I don't focus, then simply I listening some news and eating. It doesn't happen anything. You have to stop all
Yes.
other things. Only observe dosa, and then you make it into that prakriti and this one separate, and don't attach to that prakriti part.
Yes, and another thing is
Only
that,
observe the process.
yes,
Yeah.
if you are listening to music or if you are hearing to news or whatever and then eating, what is really happening is that you are creating vrittis. So Patanjali says vritti sarupyam itaratra vrittayaha panchataya klishta aklishtaha. So you are coming into klishta. Klishta means obstacle. So you will have pramana as one of the obstacle. Viparyaya is illusion. Pramana viparya, vikalpa is imagination. Nidra is sleep. Smritayaha is memory. So you are going to create more and more obstacles of this kind. Pramana viparyaya vikalpa nidra smritayaha. So if we do something and try to do a multitasking, what we are creating is we are creating a wrong pramana, wrong viparyaya, wrong vikalpa, nidra, smritayaha. All becomes imagination, which is klishta. And there is aklishta, meaning when you do it right way of pramana, like that. But both are vrittis only. So vrittayaha panchataya klishtaha klishtaha. This is the vritti, modification of the mind. So he says yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha. No vrittis at all. That is yoga. So we are in viyoga. We are already disconnected from the original self. We are now on an individual self. So when you eat, you should only see it as eating. When you see, you have to only look it as seeing. So Buddha also uses this beautifully. He gives a simile, but he tells one sadhu who would approach him and he says that, look, I don't know how far I am going to live, how far you are going to live, I don't know. I might die 5 minutes from now. So why don't you give me the teaching? So he says, do one thing, seeing as seeing, hearing as hearing, tasting as tasting, thinking as thinking. That's all what you need to practice. That's the teaching. Over. Done. And his name is Bahia. So that person, after 20 minutes, he dies. A cow will come and gore his stomach. So he dies. And before that, he would have got liberated because he knows that what is tasting as tasting, seeing as seeing, touching as touching, smelling as smelling, all of that. So he would have known. So with that, there is no rebirth because you require the individual mind to be reborn. So there is no individual mind anymore. So there is no rebirth.
I am on question.
Yes.
In that Lahari Mahashaya's biography, so he talks about a blue color whatever sphere or whatever, right? Inside that there's a white dot, and inside that he sees a form or whatever. I don't know what he sees, but he says that is Brahman. What's the meaning of that?
Okay, so generally consciousness is shown in blue or in white.
Yeah, but there's a blue orb, and there inside there's a white dot, and then inside that something that is not very clear for me. So that he says is Purusha.
Fine. See, the thing is this way, Lata. So now the overall manifestation of everything that is Vyakta and which is in Avyakta, whatever is in Avyakta. Okay, if we were to talk about Vyakta and Avyakta both being in Brahman as consciousness, sometimes the mind can pick up a color of that. And it might so happen that it believes that that is Brahman because it has all the attributes. What is the attribute of a Brahman? Attribute of Brahman is that it is undividing in nature. There is nothing called as individual. Individual means it is already cut. Neither it has an end or a beginning. And it can do anything without an effort. So, example, when you are walking, okay, I will say, or when I am walking, I'll say I am walking. But actually the mind is the one which is making that walking possible. And the consciousness is the one which is able to lift this 5 matter successfully. Which mind believes that it is doing it. No, it is not doing it. It's a consciousness which is doing it. So every time we become aware of that consciousness which is doing it, when you sit in meditation, you will see blue color. Sometimes it becomes like a white dot. Or sometimes it lifts itself into whiteness everywhere. Apart from white, you don't see anything at all. And sometimes there is no color. It's pure transparent. Now the transparency has no color. So I don't know.
Correct.
I don't know what color to put in transparency. If I say that I'm seeing transparent, then what is the color of transparency?
Yeah, transparent light.
Yes,
so, which I have also told you sometime back.
Yes. So these can happen due to fabrication in the mind. Mind can still have the ability to fabricate. It has come closer to reality. Or it has seen the reality, but the seeing of that reality comes with a color. Still can come with a color, but the person has seen it. So we can't say he's not seen it. Then a time will come when you see like dazzling light. You cannot even open your eyes. It will be so bright. And that also is Brahman. Meaning whatever goes beyond the mind is Brahman. Because once the...
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Even these colors are also projected by the mind only, right?
These colors are from the mind. They don't have any... the consciousness per se...
So it is kind of projecting that color as blue or
white, yellow, blue, and all these colors are projected from the mind only, because mind is like a prism. The light falling on that.
If it is transparent, then it is not. If it is a transparent light, then it is not distorting anything.
Then it is not distorting anything. So, whoever has written whatever he has written and he has explained about Brahman, we need to take it with a pinch of salt that there would be some coloring in the mind.
Okay.
No matter whoever has written it, it doesn't matter. Or whoever has said it. They would have seen it, absolutely no doubt about it. But mind becomes... From mind only you can see, Lata. You cannot see anything outside the mind.
Yeah, because we are that.
We are that. So you can't really say that, okay, I want to become something and do it. That's not possible.
Yes.
So basically you'll see some colors. And generally 3 colors are indicated. One is blue, one is white, one is yellow. And
yellow or golden.
Yeah. And I was about to tell you that yellow has many flavors of yellow. It can be orangish yellow, it can be dark yellow, it can be golden yellow, it can be so many other different kind, and it can be mixed. Like
Vilas, I will drop off now. Some urgent, I have to talk to somebody.
okay, no problem. Then we will also
Okay.
end it
Thank you.
for today.
Yeah, bye.
Okay, so Lata, what I was saying is that it can be of any of these colors. So we have to take it with a pinch of salt that the mind is the one which is creating these colors.
Okay.
No matter he is a realized person or liberated person, he still sees some color.
Yeah. So he has written in his experience, maybe in some different diaries. So it would have been somewhere in the initial stages he would have written that.
Yes. After that, he wouldn't have seen any color.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe afterwards. So I have not finished reading the book. So
Okay,
let's see.
okay. All right then.
Okay then. Thank you,
meet up.
Vilas.
No problem. Okay, bye.
Yeah, bye.